Well, now it's time to check your money with America's money maven, Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Vicki.
Well, hi there, George. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, really excited about
Thinking about Lawrence Welk now. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, nobody in this audience or this room full of interns has any idea who that is.
Right. And I should probably speak to the room full of interns that we have today. I mean, we have enough crew here today to put on a TV show.
We do.
I think
this is a precursor.
That. Maybe so.
Holla at your boy. I see you. Okay.
All right. Okay. So we've got Maya Campbell. We've got Eileen Curry. We've got Shaquem.
Yes.
We've got Matt Golliver from places like Syracuse and Morehouse and Virginia State and also Cayuga College. Okay?
Yes.
So we got a lot of people here, a lot of brain power.
Shaquem Mufiz, who's our intern for the summer, and he's a broadcast and English major from at Morehouse, yes.
At Morehouse, okay.
Yeah.
So you want me to go through the whole list of telling what everybody's doing?
What I'm saying? We done did it.
Okay, so we got Matt Golliver from Syracuse University, who's here, from minor in psychology and finance and marketing. Eileen Curry, who's just graduated. Can you believe that? From Virginia State, headed off to Hofstra, who is a marketing manager and going into our master's program. Maya Campbell, who's been with us now for 9.5 months. Who is from Cayuga, who has a degree in finance.
And the reason why it was important to do that is because we just want to uplift and celebrate young people today, because my lovely daughter is graduating today,
yes,
Vicki.
She is.
Yes, she is, from the Janesville DeWitt High School class of 2019. Congratulations, Aaliyah. We are so proud of you, and she's headed to Cornell University.
All right, then fine. I think we got the whole upstate
We done
New York.
did that.
Okay.
So congratulations to all the graduates.
To the graduates today, and we'll call this graduation day. But one of the things that we did last week, and I should probably start with this fact or this statement. This is not about specific investment advice.
Yeah.
We want everyone to reach out to their own professionals concerning specific advice. But we started looking at last week mutual funds. And to refresh everyone's memory, we said a mutual fund is a type of investment vehicle consisting of a portfolio of stocks, bonds, and cash and other securities. And we were amazed by the fact in 2017 that there were over 9,000 mutual funds just in the United States alone. And with that definition, we said a portfolio of, so we decided to stop and look at what a portfolio is, which is a grouping of financial assets in the major categories of stocks, bonds, and cash, but also real estate, commodities, and precious metals. Well, we had a lot of terms in last week's discussion, so I thought I'd go back and look at some of the specific definitions as far as things like stock.
Back to basics.
Back to basics, okay?
Okay.
Because it was, a year ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago that we gave this definition. But for everyone, a stock is a type of security also known as equity that signifies a proportionate ownership in the issuing corporation. This entitles the stockholder to a proportion of the corporation's assets and earnings and takes on the same level of risk that is associated with the ownership position in that corporation. And we also looked at bonds. Now, a bond is an instrument that represents a loan, or sometimes it's called a fixed income instrument, and it's made by the investor or to the borrower. The bond can be thought of as an IOU between the lender, which is the investor, and the borrower, that includes the details of the loan and its payments.
I was going to say.
What do you want me to do, George?
No,
Stop.
I was going to say you hear a lot of that when cities and municipalities bond for highway projects, or they bond. The school district will bond for school projects when you get your taxes around here.
Exactly.
They issue bonds because they want you to invest.
They want you to lend them money.
Lend them money.
Okay, so you have to understand that with a stock, you're talking about an equity position, whereas with the bond, you're talking about a debt position. And then we hear this thing all the time about the market. The market. Mm-hmm. So really, what is the market? And it's really very, very simple. A market is a gathering place between two individuals, typically a buyer and a seller, where they meet either face-to-face or virtually to exchange goods. So when you say stock market, all you're really saying is that it's a place where buyers and sellers came together to sell back and forth shares of equity. The bond market, the same thing. Buyers or lenders and those individuals trying to borrow money come together to negotiate a price and sell bond notes to each other, either sell or buy bond notes.
So when the school district bonds for like $500 million, that means that in 10 years they have to pay all those So how do they get the money for the...
Okay, so here's where we're going this time. You said this was back to basics. Last year, we just really gave the definition.
Right.
This year, we're going to dig a little bit deeper
but not right
into
now.
The process. No, right now.
Okay, go ahead.
And I want you to look at it in two particular ways. If you owned a home,
right,
you go to that home and you have the right to control everything that happens there. But you also have the responsibility of anything that happens there. But you are developing over time an ownership position where you have equity. The same thing with the stock. When a company wants to expand, they have two ways of actually acquiring more money. It's called the capital, acquiring more money. They can give away a portion of the ownership, or they can borrow money. If they give away a portion of the ownership, they issue stock. Mm-hmm. That stock means that George goes out and says, oh, I believe in this company. I see what their profits are going to be. I like their product line. I believe that they're going to grow. And I want to participate in that process. But I'm also taking the responsibility of any losses or anything that may happen to that company. But they issue stock. When they want to raise capital, they also have the option of borrowing money. Just like you had that house,
right?
More than likely, you had to borrow some money from where?
The bank.
The bank, okay, the lender. They issued a bond, which is an obligation to repay. So as an investor, you can also lend money to, you use the city, okay,
right,
or the municipality. All come together and they say, okay, the city is going to borrow money, and they go out to the market and they issue bonds in a certain denomination. And what the city is saying, as the borrower, I promise to repay, just like on your mortgage, I promise to repay X amount per month or X amount per every 6 months with a certain interest rate. That's called the coupon, with a certain interest rate, and to return your full principal by a certain date. That's really all it is.
The bond's coming due.
That bond's coming due.
And so we're not going to get into junk bonds and any.
Oh no! Stop, George! Stop!
Okay.
Stop!
You gonna ring the bell on me?
Yes, I am. We're not going to do that today.
Right.
We're going high level.
But when you think about it, that also is the credit rating. We're not doing that either.
That's okay. But since you opened up that Pandora's box, I'm going to have to close it a little bit.
Okay.
Bonds come with different categories.
Yes.
And that category is the credit rating. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that credit rating drives, just like your credit rating,
right,
drives what the interest rate is going to be and the risk level for the borrower against default. Mm-hmm. The lower the credit rating, just like the lower your credit rating, the bigger risk that they will not repay and they default. Mm-hmm. So people have to, and just corporations also have to pay a greater interest rate to entice people to lend them money based on their bonds. So at this point in time, George, rather than opening up the Pandora box a little bit bigger, we're going to stop right here and say
right there.
Our plate is full. Uh-huh. But if you have additional questions, feel free to give us a call at 315-930-4499 or reach out to us on info@brackensfsn.com.
Yeah, and you know what I was going to say? Because let's not even throw into the mix the old Series EE bonds back in the day. But that's a whole nother thing.
That's a different story. Okay. In fact, we will probably pull that out early since you did that.
I just did that.
Okay?
All right, Vicki, that's it. Again, info@brackensfsn.com or call Vicki at 315-930-4499. And that's it. Yes, this is, what are you saying to me?
I'm saying don't forget to tell me.
Brackens, I'm going to say Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC.
Okay.